So yesterday we started with the underwriting, right? And we saw that in case of book building, right, there are other underwriting commitments which are being put in, correct, on the underwriter. And this 75% of the net offer to the public, right? This is not uh, which will be allotted to the QIB. This will not be underwritten. Otherwise, the balance portion is underwritten, and it is underwritten by the lead manager and the syndicate member, and they have to fulfill their minimum underwriting obligation, the lead manager. And what is that? So it is either 5% of the total undertaking obligation or rupees 25 lakh, whichever is lower, right? And then we also saw that monitoring agency is there, which is there for the supervision of the funds which are raised by the company or the issuer in the public issue. However, this monitoring agency requirement will not be there in case of a OFS. Otherwise, if it's not a OFS or the part of the issue which is not OFS, for that you need to have a monitoring agency. The reason being, when you raise funds, you always provide a objective, that your objective of the issue was this. So till the time 95% of the funds, when it is not used for that particular objective, you have a monitoring agency which provides a quarterly report for the deployment of the funds, where these funds are being utilized. And once the 95% funds are being used, then the work of monitoring agency gets over. So how does it work? The monitoring agency is going to submit the quarterly report to the company, and then within 45 days from the end of the quarter, the company is going to place that on the website of the company, and also it will be forwarded to the stock exchanges where the shares of the company are listed, right? Further, all public communication, publicity material, advertisement, research reports, all these should contain the provisions which are there in Schedule 9. Now, what is there? It's again the very common points. Like, it should be fair, fact disclosure. So this is the list which we had covered. It should not be manipulative. It should not be deceptive. It should not conceal any material information. However, I mentioned that this may not be very relevant for your exam, right? Thereafter, we discussed about the issue related advertisement. So this is broadly bifurcated into two category. One is the pre-issue, another is the post-issue. So the pre-issue advertisement will be in the three newspapers, English, Hindi, and the vernacular language, where the registered office is situated. And further, the post-issue advertisement would also go into the same newspaper, English, Hindi, and the vernacular language. Same way, we also discussed about the pricing, right? In case of a book built issue, the price band is again disclosed, or the floor price is being disclosed. So that is also disclosed in the three newspapers, which is English, Hindi, and the vernacular language. So it is going to be the same newspaper in which the pre-issue advertisement was being made. It should contain all the points which are there in Schedule 10, right? And this is Schedule 10, which says that you need to mention the name of the issuer, promoter, number of shares which are being issued, what is the price, allocation, and also that this advertisement is only for the information purpose, and this is not as a prospectus announcement. Then where the shares are going to be listed, proposed stock exchange, this disclaimer clause is important, that SEBI has not given the approval, SEBI has just given its observation. Who are going to be the lead manager, compliance officer, and from where the application form can be availed. Then the red herring prospectus, it will be available on the website of the SEBI stock exchange and the lead manager, and of course on the website of the company also. Then opening and closing of the issue, price band, all these things are going to be there. And last, this disclaimer would also be there, that the investors should read the offer document before investing. Now, during the period the issue is open for subscription, no other advertisement would be made by the company stating that the issue is fully subscribed, oversubscribed, or anyway indicating the response of the public. We saw that in case of the public issues where this news is being spread that the issue is oversubscribed or something, so that is not by the companies, that is not by way of an advertisement, that is by the media houses, because the stock exchange disseminates that information, and through that the media comes up with this point that this issue is being oversubscribed or this issue is being undersubscribed on each day, day 1, day 2, day 3, that way. Now the opening of the issue. So for this we know that there are 3 points. One is the Companies Act, which says that the validity of the prospectus would be 90 days after the prospectus is filed to the ROC. Then ICDR regulation, it says that DRHP this is filed to the SEBI, and then SEBI is issuing the comments. Once the SEBI issues the comments, the issue should open within 12 months from the date of the comments. And then once you file the the red herring prospectus to the ROC, the issue should open at least 3 days after that you file to the ROC. So these are the 3 dates. Then we saw the minimum subscription. In case of minimum subscription, it is 90% the offer through the offer document, and that is the reason we had seen that the reservations can go for the spillover, right? In case of under subscription on the other side. So spillover is allowed between the reserved category and the NOTP. Reason being because we need a minimum subscription of 90% of the offer through the offer document. I hope you all remember that in executive also, in underwriting, while we used to calculate the underwriting obligation between, let's say, the three underwriters ABC, so to determine the gross obligation, what we used to do, it was always like that. This is the issue size, and from issue size we used to deduct the promoter contribution. So this was the net offer to public. So in executive accounts, we used to study like this. But now this is not net offer to the public. We know that issue size minus promoter contribution is your offer through offer document. And from here we deduct the reservations and then we get the NOTP. So there also we used to take the underwriting obligations with respect to this, and we needed 90% of this. Here also we need 90% of this only. Okay, so it's just same that, just that there we used to deduct the promoter contribution and we used to call it net offer to the public, and here we call it offer through the offer document because that's what ICDR regulation uses. But ultimately the 90% of what is absolutely same, and that is the reason the spillover can be done between the two categories, that is the reserved and the net offer to the public. Okay, now today what we are going to study is again it's going to be little different from what we did it in accounts. Just to give you a brief idea, what we used to study in accounts, let's say the public issue is for 1 lakh shares, promoters have occupied or they have taken 20,000 shares. So what is the net offer to the public? It is 80,000 shares. Now 80,000 shares, we used to straight away say 90%, and this is 72,000. So 72,000 is the minimum subscription. If it is received, well and good. If it is not received, the underwriter will come and will acquire the balance share. Now what if, so this was one situation. Now versus what if for 80,000, let's say total applications received is 1,25,000. Now how do we used to do? We would have calculated the ratio. So 125. So here we used to do the ratio 125 ratio 80, and further if we just solve this, so this will become 125. So this would become 6.25 is to 4, and then 6.25 divided by 2, so this would become 3.125, or rather 125 divided by 80 straight away. So for every 1.5625 shares which is being applied by the shareholder, we will allot them one share. Right? We used to do like this only. Remember, 3 is to 2 allotment, application allotment ratio, 1.5 is to 1. So this used to be the allotment ratio. Now if you are wondering how I got this, that's not very relevant, but this is 125 divided by 80. This is how. Okay. So we used to do this, but it doesn't happen like this. We will see what change we get in the practical scenario, so that we will learn it today. So minimum subscription, and it is 90% of the offer through the offer document, and also the company has to maintain the minimum public shareholding. Now if the minimum subscription is not received 15 days, and you need to refund all the money that you have received from the closure of the issue. The period of subscription, we know the period of subscription is going to be minimum of 3 days and maximum of 10 days, and if there is any revision, then it is going to be further extended by 3 days. Then minimum application value. So minimum application value would be 15,000, 10 to 15,000, and based on this हम lot size को determine करेंगे, correct? The lot size would be determined, and lot size के लिए हम लोगों ने देखा था if it is a fixed price issue, correct? If it is a fixed price issue, so 10,000 divided by that fixed price, 15,000 divided by that fixed price. For this lower range, we round it off to the next number, and for the higher range we round it off to the previous number. Like here we rounded off 11.11 to 12 and 16.66 to 16. If it's a book built issue, then we will have a price band. So with respect to the price band, the 10,000 would be divided by the floor price and 15,000 would be divided by the cap price, and based on that we will get the basically minimum lot size, right? So now we have to do this illustration. This illustration is also there in the module. Okay, I have not picked up from the module, I have picked up from the ICDR regulation only in the schedule. So the same thing you will find it in the module also, right? So it becomes little complicated to understand this particular thing, but ये अब आपके लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा easy हो जाएगा. अब आप देखो इसमें क्या दिया है. They are saying that in this particular public issue, the total number of specified securities which the company wants to offer is 1 crore. 600 एक बार अपने काम का नहीं है. कंपनी 1 करोड़ शेयर्स यहाँ पे इशू करना चाहता है. इस 1 करोड़ शेयर्स में आप ये देखो, specified securities on the offer for retail individual investors is what? It is 35 lakh. Okay, so retail individual investors के लिए आपके पास 35 lakh shares है. And then they say the issue is oversubscribed by, ठीक है, the overall issue is subscribed by 2.5 times, जबकि रिटेल कैटेगरी के अंदर ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन कितना हुआ है? 4 टाइम्स. अब आप ये पॉइंट समझ रहे हो कि बाइफरकेशन करके यहाँ पे आपको बताया कि ओवरऑल अगर आप देखोगे 1 करोड़ का, तो 1 करोड़ का तो 2.5 टाइम्स आया है, लेकिन 35 लैक्स अगर आप देखोगे तो इसका 4 टाइम्स आया है. ठीक है, क्या 1 करोड़ ये 35 लाख को इंक्लूड करता है? डज दिस 1 करोड़ इंक्लूड 35 लैक्स? क्या ये 1 करोड़ शेयर्स 35 लैक्स को इंक्लूड करता है? क्या ये इंक्लूड करता है? आंसर इज यस.
Yes, sir.
राइट, ये 1 करोड़ शेयर्स को इंक्लूड करता है. ठीक है, 1 करोड़ इंक्लूड्स दीज 35 लाख शेयर्स. क्या ये 2.5 करोड़, सो 1 करोड़ का 2.5 टाइम्स इज 2.5 करोड़, क्या ये 2.5 करोड़ 35 लाख के 4 टाइम्स को भी इंक्लूड करता है? 35 lakh का 4 times is going to be 1.4 times 1.4 करोड़. क्या ये 2.5 करोड़ includes 1.4 करोड़? क्या ये भी इंक्लूड होता है इसमें? आंसर इज यस.
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि ओवरऑल 2.5 है, लेकिन इस कैटेगरी में 1 पॉइंट मतलब 4 टाइम्स इधर आ गया. आई मेक अ चार्ट फॉर दिस. अब यहाँ पर आपको देखो क्या बताया हुआ है. द इशूअर has made the minimum application or the bid size of 20 securities. ठीक है, अब 20 securities आप देखो क्यों रखा है उसने, क्योंकि आप देखो 20 इंटू इशू प्राइस कितना है? 600. सो 20 इंटू 600 आपका एप्लीकेशन अमाउंट कितना हो गया? 12,000 रुपीज. और ये 12,000 फॉल करता है 10 से 15,000 के बीच में, सो देर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. सो जो इशुअर है उसने 20 रुपीज 20 लॉट साइज यहाँ पे रखा है, तो मिनिमम you need to apply for 20 shares. Okay, then we know that a total of 1 lakh retail investors, they have applied for this issue. Okay, how have you determined that there are 1 lakh retail investors? Because retail investors का maximum application size कितना होगा? It is going to be 2 lakh rupees. Yes or no? रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स का मैक्सिमम जो लिमिट होगा वो कितना रहेगा? 2 लाख रुपीज रहेगा. अब अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो तो 1 से लेके 16 लॉट तक के लिए जिन्होंने बिड किया है उनको रिटेल इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर्स हम बोलेंगे. कैसे? आप ये चीज चेक करो. द वन हु इज अप्लाइंग 1 lot 20 shares, ओके, इनटू 900 रुपीज, ये तो मिनिमम आपको अप्लाई करना होगा. और 16 इंटू 20 शेयर्स इंटू 900, ये मैक्सिमम है. क्यों? क्योंकि 17 पे आपका 2 लाख को क्रॉस कर जाएगा. सो दिस इज 16 इंटू 20 इंटू 900. सो आई थिंक देर इज सम प्रॉब्लम हियर. एक मिनट. ये यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है. दिस शुड नॉट बी 16. ओके, एक मिनट. दिस शुड नॉट बी 16 हियर, बिकॉज 16 के लिए अगर आप अप्लाई करोगे तो आपका इशू प्राइस मतलब यू विल एक्सीड 2 लाख रुपीज. ठीक है, तो योर एप्लीकेशन साइज शुड नॉट बी मोर देन 2 लाख रुपीज. एनीवे, आप ये देखो, आउट ऑफ दिस 1 लाख इन्वेस्टर्स, आउट ऑफ दिस 1 लाख इन्वेस्टर्स देर आर 5 रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स. ठीक है, जिन्होंने अप्लाई किया है, जिन्होंने अप्लाई किया है ABCDE, जिन्होंने अप्लाई किया है 320 सिक्योरिटीज के लिए. B has applied for 220, C has applied for 120, D has applied for 60 and E has applied for 20. अब आपको यहाँ पे वो बताना है कि इनको कितना कितना अलॉटमेंट होगा. एक बार जस्ट इग्नोर दिस 2 लाख वाला पॉइंट. एक बार जस्ट इग्नोर दिस 2 लाख वाला पॉइंट. यहाँ पे आपको ये बताना है कि इनको कितना कितना सिक्योरिटी कैसे कैसे अलॉट होगा. सो दिस इज द टेबल विच यू हैव टू fill in that if the investor has applied for 320 शेयर्स, तो इनको कितने शेयर्स यहाँ पर अलॉट होंगे. तो अब देखो, इसके लिए अपने को क्या देखना है. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट आप यहाँ पे चेक करो, व्हाट इज द टोटल नंबर ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज विच हैव बीन अप्लाइड. सी, व्हाट इज द टोटल नंबर ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज जो यहाँ पे कंपनी ऑफर करने वाला है. द टोटल ऑफर इज फॉर 1 करोड़ शेयर्स. करेक्ट. अब ये 1 करोड़ शेयर्स में आप देखो, अदर्स के लिए आपने कितना रखा है. यू केप्ट 65 lakhs. सर आपको कैसे पता? Because for retail we have kept 35 lakhs. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now your overall issue is oversubscribed by 2.5 times, which means total 2 crore 50 lakh shares का आपको application मिला है. But this is oversubscribed by 4 times, which means 1 crore 40 lakhs. Correct? अच्छा, ये 1 करोड़ 40 lakhs जो आपको अप्लाई किया है, ये किसने अप्लाई किया है? दिस हैज बीन अप्लाइड बाय 1 lakh retail investors. ओके, दिस हैज बीन अप्लाइड बाय 1 lakh retail investors. अब जब ये 1 lakh retail investors के लिए आया है, तो हम यहाँ पर क्या करेंगे, आप ये देखो, व्हाट इज द मिनिमम लॉट साइज. द मिनिमम लॉट साइज इज 20. And how many number of investors are there are 1 lakh investors. So अगर हम सब इन्वेस्टर्स को मिनिमम लॉट भी इशू करें तो आप देखो आपके नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स इशूड कितने हो जाएंगे? इट विल बी 20 lakhs. यस और नो? अगर
Yes,
हम
sir.
हर इन्वेस्टर को मिनिमम लॉट भी दें तो कितना हो जाएगा? 20 lakhs. नाउ इफ यू कंपेयर दिस वर्सेस द reservation which you have, the reservation which you have is 35 lakhs. इनके लिए आपने 35 lakhs रिजर्व करके रखा है. So since the number of shares, the minimum lot, if it is being allotted to all the investors, since this is less than the number of shares which are reserved for them, this means we will give shares to all the retail investors. सबको minimum lot तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. Guys, ये clear हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Right? यहाँ पे this means, this implies that each retail individual investor will be allotted minimum subscription. ओके okay? अच्छा, इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. जस्ट प्लीज टेक स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस. डन?
Yes, sir, done.
ओके.
Yes, sir.
नाउ आई विल जस्ट इरेज दिस पार्ट. Because I want this part to be there with you. Okay. Now I would say, if out of 35 lakhs which are there for retail individual investors, मैं 20 lakh already allot कर दूंगा, तो मेरे पास बैलेंस कितना बचेगा? बैलेंस देयर विल बी 15 lakh shares. Yes or no? अच्छा, यहाँ पे टोटल एप्लीकेशंस जो आया था वो क्या था? 1 करोड़ 40 lakhs. 1 करोड़ 40 lakhs में आप देखो मैंने 20 लाख शेयर्स मिनिमम लॉट सबको दे दिया, तो अब कितना बचा? 1 करोड़ 20 lakhs. यस और नो? ये कैलकुलेशन समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
सो अब जो मेरा प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट होगा, माय प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट जो हम यहाँ पे करेंगे, दिस प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट वुड बी हाउ, और बेसिकली हाउ द अलॉटमेंट वुड बी डन, वी विल गिव देम द मिनिमम लॉट. 20 शेयर्स का जो मिनिमम लॉट है वो तो जाएगा ही जाएगा, बिकॉज of this we will give them the minimum lot, and for the balance we will do the pro rata allotment, and this would be 15 lakh divided by 120 lakhs. क्या ये कैलकुलेशन समझ में आया आपको?
Yes,
क्या
sir.
ये कैलकुलेशन समझ में आया?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right, now take screenshot of this also. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now when I say A has applied for 320 shares, so हम 320 shares में क्या करेंगे? We will say 20 shares, ये तो मिनिमम अलॉट होगा ही होगा, करेक्ट? प्लस जो बैलेंस 300 शेयर्स है उसमें लगेगा प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट, एंड दिस वुड बी 15 अपॉन 120. राइट? सो दिस कम्स
Yes,
अप
sir.
टू 20 प्लस 37.5. अब 37.5 आया तो इसको आप कन्वर्ट कर दो 38 पे. So the total number of shares which will be allotted to A will be 58 shares. Okay.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, what about E? E को कितने शेयर्स मिलेंगे? E को कितने शेयर्स मिलेंगे? What will be the pro rata allotment for E? So in case of E, there will be no pro rata allotment. He will be given full 20 shares. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. What about C, who has applied for 120 shares? So here also it is going to be same. 20 shares प्लस यहाँ पे जो बैलेंस 180 है, सॉरी बैलेंस 100 शेयर्स है, राइट? ये बैलेंस 100 शेयर्स के ऊपर 15 अपॉन 120. So this comes out to 100 into 15 divided by 120. So 12.5. So 20 plus 12.5. So this will be rounded off to 13, and we will say a total of 33 shares would be allotted to C, who has applied for 120 shares. A, who has applied for 320 shares, would be allotted 58 shares. What about B? B का कैलकुलेशन भी ऐसे ही होगा. We would say 20 shares plus the balance 200 into 15 upon 120. So 200 into 15 divided by 120. So this is 25. So 20 shares plus 25 shares. B would be allotted 45 shares. Okay. And with respect to D, 20 shares plus ये आ जाता है 40 into 15 divided by 120. So 40 into 15 divided by 120, this is 5. So 20 plus 5, D would be allotted 25 shares. बताइए. हाँ, करेक्ट. सो ये आपका पूरा कैलकुलेशन है, राइट? तो आपको ये यहाँ पर ये मॉड्यूल के अंदर और यही ICDR रेगुलेशन के अंदर दिया है. सो इफ यू सी 20 एंड दिस इज 38. सो ये जो कैलकुलेशन है ये आपको थोड़ा परेशान करे. हाउ दे हैव गॉट दिस? सो अ बेटर एक्सप्लेनेशन टू दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव डन टिल नाउ. ओके, इज दिस क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So what we did, step 1, we checked what is the issue size, right? Then step 2, we determined what is the oversubscription, correct? Then step 3, we found out how many number of investors are there. Based on that, we checked whether minimum subscription can be given to them or not. Basically, minimum lot size can be given to them or not. If yes, then we do. So here in this case, minimum lot can be given. So what we did? So we allotted them the minimum lot size, plus for the balance we did pro rata. Okay. Okay. Now you have another question. Now in this question, it's almost same. You have 1 crore shares only, which is being applied. Okay. And total 35 lakh investors are there in the retail category. Then if you see, the overall issue is subscribed 7 times, and the retail individual investors, it is oversubscribed by 9.37 times. Company's minimum bid size or the lot size is what? It is 20 securities. Now there are 2 lakh retail individual investors who have applied. Now tell me what is going to be the basis of allotment, or how the securities would be allotted. So first calculation which you have to do it right now is, can the company issue minimum lot to all the investors or not? आप ये चेक करके मुझे बताओ. एंड बाय द वे, ये जो प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन था ना, ये प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में मैं 900 लिया था, इट इज 600. आई टेल यू व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू से. सी, if someone has bid for one lot, okay, in one lot you have 20 shares. If you have 20 shares and 600 is the issue price, so what is going to be your application value? It is going to be 12,000. Now if you are going to bid for 16 shares, but basically 16 lot, so it is going to be 16 lots into 20 shares. So these many shares you are going to subscribe for, which is 320, and one share is going to cost you 600 rupees. So 320 into 600, this comes out to 1,92,000. now the moment I apply for 17 lots, तो आप देखो मैं इसको क्रॉस कर जाऊंगा, 2 लाख को क्रॉस कर जाऊंगा. सो 17 into 20 into 600, now this becomes 2,04,000. और यहाँ पे demarcation 2 lakh पे हो रहा है. So not a retail. Here the person is retail, here the person is retail. Got it?
Yes, sir.
वो उस वक्त मैंने 900 ले लिया था, इसलिए अमाउंट ज़्यादा आ रहा था. सो आई फेल्ट दैट देयर इज सम मिस्टेक, बट ये इशू प्राइस 600 है. प्लीज नाउ लेट मी नो whether you can issue the minimum number of shares to all the retail investors or not. मिला? should I solve? should I solve?
सर कर रहे हैं सर.
अच्छा, ओके. जब हो जाए मुझे बता देना, आई एम स्टिल वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर.
तो मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन पूरा अलॉट नहीं होगा।
क्यों?
अ, क्योंकि इधर 2 लाख इंडिविजुअल्स है और 20 है बिट साइज
हम्म.
एंड 35 लाख इज रिजर्व।
रिजर्व्ड, तो वो 40 lakhs हो
40
जाएगा.
lakhs हो जाएगा।
राइट, सो आप यहाँ पे स्ट्रेट अवे चेक करोगे. यू वुड से दैट, ओके लेट मी, so here we are going to say that the reserved category is 35 lakhs. Okay, in 35 lakhs how many times it is oversubscribed?
1.14।
1.14. No, no,
No,
9.37.
9 point, yeah।
9 point
9.37.
9.37. Okay, so 35 lakh into
3
9.37.
crore 27 lakh 95,000.
So we have 3 crore 27 lakh 95,000. Correct? Okay, one is this. Then second is how many number of investors you have? You have 2 lakh investors. And if they bid for the minimum size of 20, right? So this comes out to 40 lakh. Correct? 40 lakh shares हो जाते हैं. Now, when your reserved is 35 lakh and when you give the minimum lot size, this comes out to 40 lakhs. So can you allot? So this is 40 lakhs, correct? So due to this scenario, this is reserved category. Reserved means which is reserved for or allotted for the retail individual investors. And for 40 lakh, we would say if minimum subscription is, or if let's say minimum lot size is made. So because of this situation, we would say minimum lot cannot be allotted, right? So what will be the pro rata allotment? So this time we will have the pro rata allotment for all. And how we will do the pro rata allotment? We'll say that you have 2 lakh. Now आपका रिजर्व कितना है? 35 lakhs. So अगर हमें हर शेयर होल्डर को शेयर्स अलॉट करना है, पूरे के पूरे 2 लाख एप्लीकेंट्स को शेयर अलॉट करना है, तो हमें हर एक को कितना शेयर्स यहाँ पे निकलेगा? जब आप ये कैलकुलेट करोगे, 35 lakhs divided by 2 lakhs, so this comes out to 17.5. करेक्ट?
Yes, sir.
राइट. सो अब जो हमारा प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट होगा वो हो जाएगा 17.5 बाय 20. राइट. अब ये कैसे आता है आप ये देखो. सी, आउट ऑफ दिस 2 लाख अगर मिनिमम अलॉटमेंट करना है, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 1,75,000. यही तो करना होगा. एंड 25,000 दिस इज एक्स्ट्रा. यस और नो? आप ये
Yes,
देखो
sir.
1,75,000 इंटू 20 अगर हम कर दें तो ये बन जाता है 35 lakhs, करेक्ट। सो ये 25,000 इंटू 20 ये आ गया हमारे पास एक्स्ट्रा, करेक्ट।
Yes, sir.
इसको और तरीके से भी हम लोग कर सकते हैं, वी कैन से 35 lakh and 40 lakh, so technically we have 5 lakh extra, right? Now if we divide this 5 lakh extra with the 20 shares lot, तुम्हारे पास एक्स्ट्रा एप्लीकेशंस कितने आ गए? 25,000, यस और नो? 25,000 इन्वेस्टर्स
Yes,
ने
sir.
अगर कम अप्लाई किया होता तो सबको मिनिमम लॉट मिल जाता है कि नहीं? ये पॉइंट क्लियर
Yes,
हुआ
sir.
कि नहीं
हाँ
आपको?
सर।
राइट।
Yes, sir.
सो अच्छा, जस्ट टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस। डन।
यस सर, डन।
ओके। अब अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, सो ये कैलकुलेशन इधर इस तरीके से रहेगा, दैट 2 लाख इन्वेस्टर्स है, 2 लाख इन्वेस्टर्स इनटू 20 शेयर्स का मिनिमम लॉट अगर आप दोगे तो ये आता है 40 lakhs। नाउ वी कैन नॉट गिव 40 लाख शेयर्स बिकॉज इनके लिए 35 लाख शेयर्स ही हमारे पास है। सो व्हाट इज द एक्स्ट्रा दैट वी हैव? वी हैव 5 lakh extra, right? Now if we divide this with the 20 shares lot, now why 20? Because this was the lot size। इसको हम अगर 20 से डिवाइड कर दे, this means we have received 25,000 applications which is extra। so 2 lakh में से 25,000 एक्स्ट्रा है। सो अगर हम अलॉट करना चाहे तो वन ऑप्शन इज वी कैन एक्सेप्ट 1,75,000 and we can reject 25,000। one way is this, if you want to give minimum subscription to all or the minimum application or the minimum lot size to all, or the second option would be do a pro rata allotment, and your pro rata allotment would be like this: 1,75,000 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 लाख। तो जिसने जितने भी शेयर्स के लिए अप्लाई किया उसमें आप ये प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट कर दो। सो दिस वुड बी द प्रो रेटा अलॉटमेंट एंड दिस वुड बी योर इफ यू रिजेक्ट हियर एंड यू एक्सेप्ट हियर। आप बताइए, डज दिस मेक सेंस गाइस? डज दिस मेक सेंस?
Yes,
यस
sir.
सर।
अच्छा, इसमें भी सिंस एवरीथिंग इज सेम तो लॉट साइज जो आएगा वो आपका 1 to 16 ही होगा। तो आप यहाँ पर देखो आपका कैलकुलेशंस कैसे रहेगा। सी, सो बेसिकली वन हु हैज़ अप्लाइड फॉर, मैं मिनिमम और मैक्सिमम लॉट का कैलकुलेट करके देता हूँ। सो वन हु हैज़ अप्लाइड फॉर 20 शेयर्स, इसको हम कितने शेयर्स अलॉट करेंगे? 20 इंटू 175 डिवाइडेड बाय 2। सो ये आ जाता है 20 इंटू 175, 20 इंटू 175 डिवाइडेड बाय 200। तो इसको हम अलॉट करेंगे 17.5 शेयर्स। अरे ये समझ में आया?
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
राइट। तो ये देखो, ये इन्होंने यहाँ पे नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स बता दिया, किसने कितना कितना नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स के लिए अप्लाई किया, तो उसके हिसाब से ये कैलकुलेट करके दिया इन्होंने कि 8750 शेयर्स मिलेंगे यहाँ पे। बट ये इस तरीके से आपका जाएगा, राइट। सी, दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन। सो आपने इसके हिसाब से कैलकुलेशन कर लिया कि कितना अप्लाई किया, कि 20 शेयर्स अप्लाई किया था 10,000 इन्वेस्टर्स ने। तो 10,000 इन्वेस्टर्स मतलब इस कैटेगरी में टोटल 2 लाख का एप्लीकेशन आया, तो 2 लाख वाले में ये हालत होगा। you'll give like this। तो जिसने 10,000 के लिए अप्लाई किया है उसको 8750 मिलेगा। ये आया समझ में गाइस?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
राइट। इसी तरह से किसी ने सपोज करो 16 के लिए अप्लाई किया, तो 16 में 20 शेयर्स। सो यहाँ पर भी आपका कैलकुलेशन इसी तरीके से निकलेगा 17.5। तो 20 का 17.5 और फिर आपको नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स जैसे आपका है। सो ये देखो 320 और इसका ये कैलकुलेशन ऐसे निकला। ओके, ये क्लियर हुआ पूरा?
Yes, sir.
राइट, एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन आपको मिल सकता है, व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द बेसिस ऑफ अलॉटमेंट। तो बेसिस ऑफ अलॉटमेंट में आपको सिंपली ये ध्यान रखना है, सी बेसिकली रिटेल के लिए आपको ये क्वेश्चन मिलेगा। नाउ रिटेल आपको एक तो ये देखना है उनके लिए कितने शेयर्स रिजर्व्ड है, फर्स्ट चेक दिस। दूसरा आपको ये देखना है कि आपको उसमें किससे कितना एप्लीकेशन रिसीव हुआ। वन इज हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स आर रिजर्व्ड, सेकंड इज हाउ मेनी एप्लीकेशंस आर रिसीव्ड, एंड थर्ड इज यू शुड नो व्हाट इज द मिनिमम लॉट साइज जो यहाँ पर मिला, और फोर्थ इंफॉर्मेशन जो आपको यहाँ पर चाहिए वो आपके लिए आ जाएगा दैट हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स आर देयर। ये फोर इंफॉर्मेशन आपके लिए रेलेवेंट है, ठीक है। नाउ इफ I'll just write it A, B, C and D. So first case would be where I say A is greater than B. So मतलब shares 35 लाख, एप्लीकेशन है 1.5, तो ये आपका हो गया ओवर, और rather फर्स्ट में अंडर सब्सक्रिप्शन से कर लेता हूँ सो दैट उसका अगर फर्दर कैलकुलेशंस आपको नहीं दिखाना होगा। सो दिस इज द केस, सो हियर वी विल से this is the under subscription case, and whenever there is under subscription, now what is the next course of action? It is spill over with other category, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now your second scenario would be where A is less, B is more application. So here we would say it is the case of oversubscription. Whenever there is a case of oversubscription, now we need to check if minimum lot size can be allotted or not. If answer is yes, the minimum lot size can be allotted, or the answer would be no, the minimum lot size cannot be allotted. If the minimum lot size can be allotted, then in that case, allot the minimum lot size to all, and for balance do the pro rata, correct? And here you need to do pro rata for all, correct? ये क्लियर हुआ आपको?
Yes, sir.
ये वाला श्योर?
Yes, sir.
ये एग्जाम पर्सपेक्टिव से आपके दो क्वेश्चंस है विच दे कैन आस्क यू दैट व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द अलॉटमेंट। तो आप सिंपल अलॉटमेंट स्टेप बाय स्टेप उसको एक एक करके समझा दो। दीज आर द फोर इंफॉर्मेशन एंड बेस्ड ऑन दिस यू कैन कैलकुलेट। ओके, चलिए तो नेक्स्ट हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं। तो अब देखो ये आ गया, तो टोटल अगर आप देखो तो ये टोटल 2 लाख एप्लीकेशन रिसीव हुआ था एंड इनको 1,75,000 शेयर ही अलॉट हो रहा है। सो बेसिकली ये आपका कैलकुलेशन यहाँ पे रहता है। ओके, चलिए तो हम यहाँ पर देखते हैं the manner of the calls. So how the calls are going to be paid. So now basically the major chunk of IPO is over. Now the only part that we have is what happens when the issue closes, right? So that is important. Uske pehle to it is all basics, that what is going to be the manner of the calls. So the issuer, if the issuer proposes to receive the subscription money in the calls, it must ensure that the outstanding subscription money is received within 12 months. So if it is a basically a issue in which you are making the calls एक साथ ही पूरा, then in that case there is no problem, फिर तो आपको एक साथ ही पूरा पैसा मिल रहा है। but if let's say the issue is on installment basis where you are going to make application money, allotment, first call, second call, in that case they are saying that ask for the entire subscription money within 12 months from the date of allotment. And if let's say the applicant fails to pay that, then the equity shares would be again forfeited, right? And ये देखो, the shares would be forfeited if the applicant fails to pay the call money, right? Then provided that it shall not be necessary to call outstanding subscription money within 12 months if the issuer has appointed a monitoring agency. So if the monitoring agency is being appointed, then you don't need to do this call. So this is fine. Then the issuer shall not make an allotment pursuant to the public issue if the number of prospective allottees is less than 1000. Can anyone tell me what is the reason? What is the reason? Like LODR से इसका कुछ connection आपको निकल के आएगा. You'll find this connection, right? So you can just link this with the LODR. So when we study LODR, वहाँ पर इसको देखेंगे. तो अभी अगर आप check करो, so यहाँ पर आपको बता रहे that issuer should not make. So minimum 1000 allottees should be there. Okay. Minimum 1000 allottees are needed in case of a public issue. Now the issuer shall not make any allotment in excess. So minimum subscription and minimum number of allottees both need to be ensured. Now the issuer shall not make any allotment in excess of the specified securities offered through the offer document except in case of oversubscription. So when there is a oversubscription, then you can issue more number of shares. Otherwise you cannot make more number of shares except in excess of what is offered through the offer document. But if there is a oversubscription, then only for the purpose of making the round off in consultation with the designated stock exchange, you can make the excess allotment. जैसे अगर आप यहाँ पे check करो, we did round off, ये देखो 37.5 was rounded off to 38, 12.5 was rounded off to 13. So technically here if you see, एक share extra हो गया ना. इसी तरह से आगे और सारे अलॉटीज को आप जब शेयर्स अलॉट करोगे, सो क्वाइट पॉसिबल व्हेन यू राउंड ऑफ एंड यू डू द क्यूमुलेटिव ऑफ दैट, it is possible that you may exceed with the total number of shares which you were intending to issue. Now this is allowed, okay, but this is only for the purpose of rounding off. One is this, and second is you need the stock exchange permission. Also, they say that it should not be more than 1% of the net offer to the public. It should not exceed NOTP, 1% of the NOTP. Guys, this is clear,
Yes, sir.
right? This can be one of a straightforward question. Then the allotment of the specified securities to the applicant other than to the retail investors and anchor investors shall be on the proportionate basis within the respective investor categories, and the number of securities allotted shall be rounded off to the nearest integer subject to the minimum allotment being equal to the minimum application size as disclosed in the offer document. That should be done. Now if the value of the specified securities allotted to any person except in case of employees for the reservation, this shall not exceed 2 lakh rupees for the retail investors and up to 5 lakh for the eligible employees. So the value of securities which you are allotting to any person, it should not exceed, for retail it should not exceed 2 lakh rupees. Even if you are giving more shares, it should not exceed 2 lakh rupees. So basically अगर मैं आपको बताऊं किसी के इस तरह से निकल के आ रहे हैं 18 point let's say 75 shares, एंड 18.75 शेयर्स को अगर आप राउंड ऑफ कर देते हो 19 पे, ठीक है. सो जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट, मैं एक वो अमाउंट निकाल देता हूँ. ओके, जस्ट 1 मिनट. सो लेट मी क्रिएट अ ब्लैंक स्लाइड. आपने अभी देखा था हमने यहाँ पे लॉट निकाला था 1 to 16, यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
ये 16 लॉट कैसे निकला था? बेस्ड ऑन दैट नाउ विद 17 लॉट द issue price, basically the application size will exceed to 2 lakh rupees. Yes or no? And
Yes, sir.
so this is one part. We also did this thing that when it was, let's say, 18.75, we round it off to 19. Correct? Now just see what is going to happen. I'm saying that the applicant is making the minimum lot size is, let's say, 30 shares. The issue price, okay? So I'm just making an example, so I'm just taking little time. 300 into, yeah, the issue price is 900, okay? And in one lot, so this is the lot size. Now, how many number of lots can happen? See, if you have one lot, so आपका application यहाँ पे 30 into 900, so ये 27,000 आ रहा है. But see, what I'm trying to tell you is, let's say 18.75 पे you fall into this category. Your amount is 1,98,000 something something 500. But the moment we round it off to 19, it becomes 2,01,300. Can you now round off it to 19? Can you round it off to 19?
No, sir.
Answer is no. Then we would say round it off to 18 only. आया समझ में? Because the moment you round it off to 19, he is no longer a retail investor. Got it? So while you are allotting to the retail investor and you are doing the rounding off, make sure that it does not exceed 2 lakh rupees. So that's what is being given here. Provided that the value of the security. So sub regulation 3, it says that do on a proportionate basis, rounded off to the next integer. But then there is a proviso which says that the value of the specified securities to any person, this shall not exceed 2 lakh rupees to the retail investor and 5 lakh rupees for the eligible employees. Okay, guys, this is clear or not?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. फिर यहाँ पे आपको बता रहे that the allotment of the specified securities to each retail individual investor, this shall not be less than the minimum bid lot, right? तो वहां पर वो रिजेक्शन हो जाएगा, एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट हो जाएंगे यहाँ पे. मिनिमम बिड लॉट सब्जेक्ट टू द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द शेयर्स in the retail individual investors and the remaining available shares if any, and they shall be allotted on a proportionate basis. So this is what we did. Yes or no? सबको मिनिमम लॉट दिया. फर्स्ट वाले केस में अगर आप देखो, हमने यहाँ पे रिजेक्शन किया था. करेक्ट? हमने यहाँ पे रिजेक्शन किया था कि चलो या तो प्रो रेटा करेंगे या फिर हम रिजेक्ट करेंगे. बट इस वाले केस में अगर आप देखो, वी अलॉटेड मिनिमम 20 shares to all of them. Yes or no? This was because 1 lakh investors, right, into 20 lakh shares. तो हमारे पास surplus था. ठीक है? So now again, if you read it, you will be able to understand. So like why we did all those calculations, you will be able to understand that the allotment of the specified security to each retail investor, individual investor, shall not be less than the minimum bid lot. So 20 was allotted to all. But then further it says subject to the availability of the shares in the retail investor, individual investor category. So this is the case B where we did not, because so this is the case B and this is the case A. In case B, we did not. Why? Because the number of shares were less in that category. It was coming out to 40 lakh if we were giving shares to all of them. The minimum lot, if we give it to all the shares, then it comes out to 40 lakh, whereas the reserved was only 35. So now we need to do it on the proportionate basis. Now, the authorized employee of the designated stock exchange and the lead manager and the registrar to the issue shall ensure that the basis of allotment is finalized in a fair and a proper manner, which is given. तो ये जो आपको तरीका बताया, इस तरीके से आप यहाँ पे इसको सॉल्व करोगे। एंड ये किसका ड्यूटी है? द एम्प्लॉय, द ऑथराइज्ड एम्प्लॉय of the stock exchange, the lead manager and the registrar to the issue, the RTA. ये तीनों मिलके basis of allotment decide करते हैं. Then allotment, refund and payment of the interest. So if the amount, right, if the issue amount is received within that particular time, आपका मिनिमम सब जो आपका क्लोज हुआ तब तक आपको अगर मिल गया तो ठीक है, अदरवाइज यू विल हैव टू रिफंड द मनी। एंड जिनको आपने अलॉट नहीं किया उनका अमाउंट आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? ब्लॉक करना पड़ेगा, जो भी यहाँ पे सक्सेसफुल अलॉटीज नहीं है। And this is the duty. The duty is of the lead manager. He should ensure that the allotment is done, the credit of the demat securities, मतलब demat account में वो transfer हो जाए, refund, unblocking of the application money, everything is done electronically. This is the responsibility of the lead manager. And where the money is not being refunded or it is not unblocked within the period specified, जो यहाँ पर आपको दिया हुआ है 15 days का टाइम पीरियड है बेसिकली, देन इन दैट केस they'll have to pay a interest of 15% पर एनम। 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर आपको रिफंड करना है, अदरवाइज फिर आपको यहाँ पे पेमेंट 15% पर एनम के हिसाब से इंटरेस्ट पे करना पड़ेगा। ये बताओ, ये क्लियर? अब देखो यहाँ से मैं आपको बताता हूँ दैट इफ यू रिमेंबर वी मेड दिस चार्ट, राइट, जस्ट 1 minute, we did one detailed chart ऐसा ही, नो, ओके। सो आप ये देखो यहाँ पे जैसे बताया हुआ है कि listing, I think I have not cropped that particular chart here. See, I'll tell you, see, we have studied so much anyway, just a minute, see how it goes. ये जैसे आपका स्टार्ट होता है where you appoint the lead manager, lead manager के बाद हमने देखा the DRHP is filed, then the red herring prospectus is filed, after that your issue is going to open, and after that the issue is going to क्लोज, और ये आपका 3 to 10 डेज का टाइम पीरियड रहता है, ठीक है। नाउ जिस दिन आपका ये इशू क्लोज होता है उसको हम बोलते हैं टी डे, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द टी डे। नाउ देर इज अ सर्क्यूलर विच हैज स्पेसिफाइड what all activities will be done on this T day, what all activities would be done on this T plus 1, what all activities would be done in T plus 2, what all activities we will do in T plus 3, what all activities we will do in T plus 4, what all activities we will do in T plus 5, and what all activities we will do in T plus 6. So is there any T plus 7? Answer is no. T plus 6. T plus 6 is the day when the securities get listed, and T is the day when we say the issue closes. The issue closes here, and the 6th working day the securities get listed. So what all things are going to happen? Just see, on the T day, it's the issue closing day. The T day is the issue closing date. On the issue closing date, what all things to be done? See, सबसे पहले तो यहाँ पे जो investors है, these investors, they are going to, basically this is the last date to submit their bids and applications. ये applications यहाँ पे चला जाना चाहिए। किसको किसको चला जाना चाहिए? They can give it to the depositories, they can give it to the registrar to the issue, RTA, they can give it to the syndicate member, they can give it to the, let's say, broker, they can give it to the self certified syndicate bank, किसी को भी यहाँ पर ये दे सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट यहाँ पर क्या होगा, ये जितने भी बिड्स मिले हैं, ठीक है, फ्रॉम द ओपनिंग ऑफ द इशू टिल द टी डे, वट एवर बिड्स आर बींग रिसीव्ड, देयर विल बी अ रिकन्सिलिएशन विच विल बी डन। रिकन्सिलिएशन ऑफ द बिड्स ये यहाँ पर होगा, और ये रिकन्सिलिएशन कौन करेगा? दिस वुड बी डन बाय द स्पॉन्सर बैंक, जिसके पास आपका डिमा ये escrow account रहेगा, sponsor bank. This sponsor bank is going to do the reconciliation, and the sponsor bank, once it does the reconciliation, it is going to share the report with the lead manager. और ये कब कर देगा? This would be done by 7 PM, जिस दिन आपका इशू क्लोज होता है। इसके बाद जो लीड मैनेजर है, मर्चेंट बैंकर, वो क्या करेगा? वो ये रिकॉर्ड्स को फॉरवर्ड करेगा। ये जो कंसोलिडेटेड रिकॉर्ड है, इस रिकॉर्ड को फॉरवर्ड कर देगा टू द सेबी, एंड दिस विल बी डन बाय 9 PM। तो 2 घंटे का टाइम ये चीज। सो योर टी डे इज क्लोज्ड। ये 3 एक्टिविटी समझ में आया? इन्वेस्टर्स विल सबमिट ऑल देयर बिड्स, then reconciliation of the bids would be done, and then the lead manager or the merchant banker is going to submit the report to the SEBI. By the way, इसमें हर दिन SEBI को reports जाएगा। Okay, now based on this reconciliation data जो स्पॉन्सर बैंक आपको यहाँ पे दे रहा है, अब जो इन्वेस्टर है उसके अकाउंट में फंड्स को ब्लॉक कर दिया जाएगा। सो ऑन T+1 the sponsor bank is going to block the funds of investor. ओके, T+1 में सिर्फ इतना ही होगा, अमाउंट को वहां पर क्या कर दिया जाएगा? ब्लॉक कर दिया जाएगा। देन वी विल हैव T+2, और आज कोई रिपोर्टिंग आरबीआई सेबी को कोई भी रिपोर्टिंग यहाँ पर नहीं होगा। अब देखो, व्हेन इट स्टार्ट्स T+2, सो T+2 नाउ द रजिस्ट्रार टू द इशू, ठीक है, आरटीए, आरटीए इज नाउ गोइंग टू रिकंसाइल द डेटा। ये जो यहाँ पे कंपाइल डेटा आपको मिला है, इसका रिकंसिलिएशन करेगा। देन it is the RTA who is going to reject the application. Now why RTA is rejecting the application? जो बेसिकली एप्लीकेशन से भी ज्यादा अच्छा मेरा वर्ड क्या रहेगा? द मल्टीपल एप्लीकेशन। लेट्स से यू फॉल इनटू द रिटेल कैटेगरी। डू यू रिमेंबर, मैंने आपको रिटेल में बताया था, लेट्स से आई अप्लाई for 1.5 lakh rupees from my 10 different accounts. So in actual I am applying for 15 lakhs, yes or no? So I should fall into the non-institutional investor category, but I want to be into the retail investor category. So what I do, I am applying from my 10 different demat accounts. So will I be considered as retail individual investor, or will I be considered as the non-institutional investor? So I'll be considered as non-institutional investors. Why? Because all the 10 demat accounts will have a common PAN number, and that PAN number is going to be mine. So in that case, suppose I have 10 different demat accounts with 10 different brokers. So I cannot fall into the category of retail investor. RTA is going to reject the multiple applications, and how it will be done? This would be done based on the PAN number. हर एप्लीकेशन पे मेरा पैन नंबर होगा, और पैन नंबर के बेसिस पे यहाँ पे क्लिक हो जाएगा कि देखो ये कॉमन डेटा है। नाउ द मर्चेंट बैंकर, द लीड मैनेजर, मर्चेंट बैंकर will forward the T+2 compliance report. This will be given to SEBI, and this will be done by 10 PM. 10 बजे तक ये हो जाएगा। T+2 खत्म। नाउ T+3। अब अगर आप देखो t plus 3 में t plus 3. Now since RTA has reconciled the data, he has also rejected the multiple applications. So basically he will now reach here. See, I'm sorry. He will reach here, this stage. He will reach at this stage. So what calculations we did right now, this will be done on t plus 3 basis. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. ये जो लिखा था ये किधर गया? अरे just 1 minute. Yeah, so sorry. I think ये गलती से थोड़ा ज़्यादा आगे आ गया. Anyway, so t plus 1, t plus 2. So t plus 3, like I mentioned, he has done all the reconciliation of the data. He has rejected the multiple application. So now he is going to determine the RTA. Okay, the RTA is going to determine the basis of allotment. Right. Then RTA is also going to submit this basis of allotment to the stock exchange. And this is submitted to the stock exchange for approval. Then what is going to happen on t plus 3? The stock exchange is then going to approve the basis of allotment, and after the approval of stock exchange is received, now again the RTA is going to prepare for the fund transfer. अब हमें पता चल गया किसको शेयर्स मिलेगा, किसको शेयर्स नहीं मिलेगा, and this would be based on the basis of allotment. And as usual, merchant banker, lead manager, he is going to submit the report to SEBI by 9 p.m. Okay, that t plus 3 compliance has been done. Now comes t plus 4. Funds block हो गया. अब basically RTA is going to prepare for the fund transfer. अब ये यहाँ पर क्या करेगा, RTA को अब कंफर्मेशन मिलेगा कि जो प्री इशू कैपिटल है वो लॉक इन हो चुका है. ठीक है. सो बेसिकली RTA is going to receive the confirmation for the pre-issue capital lock-in. Then the banks, they are going to credit these funds into the public issue account. ये पब्लिक इशू अकाउंट में चला गया, राइट. What issuer company is going to do? Sorry, the issuer company is now going to make the allotment. See, approval of issue is one thing and making allotment is the other thing. So issuer is now going to make the allotment. Once issuer makes the allotment, the RTA is going to do the credit of shares into the demat account. Okay, and then the RTA and issuer, they are going to file the allotment, basically the allotment of shares to the stock exchange. So file the allotment of shares टू द स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. आप स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को बता दो कि ये शेयर्स हैं, इनको हमने यहाँ पर अलॉट कर दिया है. इसके अलावा T+4 इज गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी हेक्टिक डे. इन T+4 नाउ RTA is going to submit बैंक वाइज से जिनको शेयर्स अलॉट हो गया वो तो ठीक है ना. RTA is also going to submit to the banks किनको शेयर्स अलॉट नहीं हुआ. सो बेसिकली ही इज गोइंग टू सबमिट बैंक वाइज two data. One, the list of basically the data of the allottees and the data of unsuccessful bids. ठीक है. इसके अलावा he is also going to mention इसके कितना अमाउंट ड्यू है, राइट. और इसमें वो बता देगा द अमाउंट टू बी अनब्लॉक्ड. इसमें भी आ जाएगा अमाउंट ड्यू एंड अमाउंट विच इज टू बी अनब्लॉक्ड. ये कब आएगा? दिस इज इफ देर इज ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन. जो सिनेरियो बी था ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन हो गया. सो 10,000 8,750 is only getting allotted. So balance amount 1,250 is to be basically released back. So ये जाएगा आपका. Now here again merchant banker is going to submit the report. Now here merchant banker is going to submit two report. One is going to submit the compliance report of T+4 to the SEBI, and the second report which he is going to give, this is called as the comprehensive report. और ये comprehensive report किसके लिए रहता है? This is basically on the status of debit and credit, right. rather credit तो क्या, debit and unblock, क्योंकि credit का अब लॉजिक नहीं है. Debit to the successful allottees and जिनको shares allot नहीं हुआ to the non allottees. Okay, this report would go. Of course, the time limit is 9 p.m. Till 9 p.m. this report should be done. Now comes the T+5 day. What happens in case of T+5 day? Here you are going to receive the confirmation of demat account from the depositories that whether the accounts have been credited or not. So basically receive the confirmation of demat account from the depositories. इसके अलावा now issuer is going to make the listing application to stock exchange. सर पहले भी तो किया था. सी पहले किया था बट इशू आपका सक्सेसफुल हो नहीं हो. नाउ यू नो द इशू इज सक्सेसफुल. दीज आर द शेयर्स विच आर गोइंग टू बी लिस्टेड. सो नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू मेक द listing application. Once you make this listing application to the stock exchange, the stock exchange is going to give the listing and trading permission. Okay, then it is the combined duty of the issuer plus the merchant banker plus the registrar. ये तीनों का यहाँ पर combined duty है that they are going to initiate the process of publishing the allotment advertisement. Okay, so they are going to initiate the process of publishing the allotment advertisement. Okay, also what is going to be the duty of the stock exchange? Stock exchange यहाँ पर आपको दे देगा issue, it will issue the commencement of trading notice, right? That these shares can now be traded on the stock exchange. And at last merchant banker यहाँ पर issue करेगा T+5 compliance report, and this will be given to the SEBI again by the 9 PM. इसके बाद आता है T+6 एंड T+6 में क्या हो जाएगा, आपका सिक्योरिटी लिस्ट हो जाएगा. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट the security now get listed on the stock exchange. Okay, so and before the trading gets started, right, here I would say the issuer, merchant banker and the RTA, they are going to publish the allotment list, right, before the commencement of trading. फिर आपने वो पिक्चर कई बार देखा होगा, जो भी कंपनी का प्रमोटर होता है वो बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे आके बेल बजाता है. आई होप यू ऑल हैव सीन दैट. वो हैमर लेके आते हैं, वो बेल बजाते हैं एंड देन द ट्रेडिंग कमेंसेस. सो ये आपका यहाँ पर हुआ वेयर द ट्रेडिंग कमेंसेस. वंस द ट्रेडिंग कमेंसेस वी से द कंपनी इज नाउ listed. Basically the listing basically starts here. और लास्ट में merchant banker is again going to submit the T+6 compliance report to the SEBI, और ये आपका वही 9 PM वाला पॉइंट है, यहाँ पर जाएगा. आप बताओ ये क्लियर हुआ? What happens on which particular day? Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, so on T day the issue closes, the investors are going to submit the bids, bids would be reconciliated, and this part is common. Merchant banker reporting to SEBI, this is again common. Then the sponsor bank is going to now block the investors. Now based on this particular list, okay, based on this particular list, the sponsor bank is going to block the funds into the accounts of the investors. So when you apply in an IPO, where amount gets blocked, when it's on the T+1 basis. Then on T+2 basis, the RTA is going to reconcile the data. It is going to reject the multiple applications. Then on T+3 basis, the basis of allotment will be determined, and RTA is going to submit the basis of allotment to the stock exchange, that these are the shares how it is going to be allotted. Stock exchange is going to approve that. Then RTA is going to prepare for the fund transfer. Then on T+4, the amount which is blocked, you will get the confirmation for that. Now you will credit the funds into the public issue account of the company. The issuer company is going to make the allotment. RTA based on this is going to credit the shares to the demat account of the applicants, and then RTA and the issuer company, okay, RTA and the issuer company, they are going to file the return of allotment to the stock exchange. And on T+4 basis itself, same day, the RTA is going to submit a report bank wise, like each bank wise, the data of all the allottees, amount due from them, and what is to be unblocked, and in case of unsuccessful bids, what amount is to be unblocked. Merchant banker is going to submit the compliance report and also a comprehensive report to the SEBI that what amount has been debited from the successful allottees and what amount has been unblocked to the accounts of the unsuccessful allottees. Then on T+5 basis, receive the confirmation that the shares have been credited to the demat account. Issuer is going to now make the listing application to the stock exchange, receive that application, and initiate the process of publishing the allotment in advance, because now you have received this confirmation, so now you can publish this. Then stock exchange will issue the commencement of trading notice, and then the very next day the company is going to get listed, and of course the company will have to publish the allottees before the commencement of the trading. तो ये आपका एक पूरा प्रोसेस यहाँ पे रहता है, and this will be done in the newspaper, by the way. Okay, this will be done in the newspaper. वही सेम 3 न्यूज़पेपर में जिसमें आपका प्री इशू एडवर्टीजमेंट आया था. Got this?
Yes, sir.
राइट. तो ये आपका पूरा प्रोसेस है. इसके बाद क्या होगा, पोस्ट इशू एडवर्टीजमेंट आ जाएगा. सो पोस्ट इशू एडवर्टीजमेंट, दिस वी आर गोइंग टू start from tomorrow. Yeah, actually thoda slides, I don't know how I reached through that particular slide. So from tomorrow we will start with this post issue advertisement, and we will be most probably through with the IPO process tomorrow, except the green shoe option. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right?
Okay.
Tomorrow can we sit till 9:30?
Yeah, sir, no problem.
Okay, so let me see. I'm not saying that assuring that we'll sit till 9:30, but if I believe that we can pack up the entire IPO process by 9:30, we'll sit till 9:30. Okay,
Okay, sir.
all right then. That's it for today. Take care. Bye bye.